Hey guys, Ebony-Glam here, and welcome to my first ever video here on YouTube. Today I'm going to be talking about piercings. I'm going to be talking about the piercings I have, the piercings I have had, and the piercings that I want in my future. I'm also going to be mentioning a scale for pain. Obviously, I'm going to be mentioning how to clean it and the healing process on each of my piercings as well. I'm going to start with my ears because I have quite a few in my ears. But I'm going to start first of all talking about the piercings I currently have. Right, in my ears I currently have, on both ears, stretched ears, I have a 16mm, which is 5/8 if you're in the US, and a 14mm, which I'm not sure currently what that is in America, but yeah, I have the one lower from 5/8, whatever that is what this is. I have my seconds and thirds. I just have a horseshoe in this one at the minute. This is my goal size, 16mm, 5/8. Yeah, is my goal size. So I've started to put earrings back in this ear. I haven't put my thirds in yet. I think they may need re-piercing, but I have needles and stuff, so I am going to do that myself at some point, just to re-pierce it. On this side I don't have any other earrings in at present because I'm still trying to stretch this up one more size, and then it will be at my goal size, and I won't need to add any I won't need any more time to obviously let that stretch. So I'll put my seconds and thirds back in this ear. I had my earlobes done first, I think, when I was a child. I think I had them done when I was a baby. I don't remember having them done, but my seconds and thirds on a pain scale out of 10. I had my seconds done at Claire's. I remember that being a very, very traumatic experience. I had that done with a gun, and for some reason my ears just didn't feel right. They felt as if they'd been blew off. I know that sounds stupid, but they really felt like they'd been blew off. They healed fine. They weren't infected or anything. They just felt really strange. I had my seconds done, I think, when I was 7 or 8. And I would say on a pain scale from 1 to 10, compared to my other piercings, they are a 1.5, 2 at max. Just because it was done so quickly and it was over with so quickly. And the only problem, obviously, is the burning that you get when you leave the piercing parlour after you've had your ears done. Obviously, when the wind hits, you get like this burning sensation. But it like dies down after a bit. I think it's just the wind, with the wind hitting it because it's sore. Like, it gets quite bad. But yeah. Then my thirds I had done with needles. I had those done, if you are from the UK, I had those done in Blue Banana, which is a well-known alternative. It's kind of like the Hot Topic version of the UK's Hot Topic, basically. That's the only way to describe it. It's what Blue Banana is. I had those done with a needle. They were fine, healed really quickly. They were probably less pain than the gun. So I would definitely 100% agree with that guns are worse for having any piercing, because they just feel worse. I don't get why anyone would prefer to have it done, or anyone would risk having the cartilage done with a gun, because the chances of shattering your cartilage are very, very high, and infection is very high. I have a gun myself. I am licensed to use it because I did a course at college to use the gun, but I've never pierced anyone else's anything but lobes. I strictly do lobes only, just because of that. I just don't, it's too much trauma, like, and even then I wouldn't do my own ears with a gun, I don't think, unless I was like desperate, I wanted my fourths done. I mean, I have quite a lot of soft tissue here still, and I want more up here, so I'm thinking I might have them done, but there isn't any cartilage there at all. So again, 1.5, 2 max. Healing process for the lobes really quickly. I think they healed within 2 months completely, and I just changed out my earrings with at 2 months to like obviously cute ones. Would suggest though, if you're going to change your earrings after you've had them pierced, don't just buy something cheap. Make sure that you buy sterling silver or stainless steel or something to switch them out to, or obviously gold if you wear gold. But don't just go to like Primark or somewhere else and just get really cheap earrings, because it's not worth it. Not for your ears. Your ears are important. You don't want to mess up your ears. The second piercing after my ears, I had my nose done. I had this done. I've had my nose done twice on one side. I had it first done when I was 15. I remember that pain being slightly more than ears, and the stinging pain was around for a lot longer, and it was a bit sore for a lot longer. That's probably a 4 out of 10, I'd say, for the pain on my nose. That healed very, very quickly. That was pierced with just a stud. I've had studs and rings in my piercing on this side for a while, and I prefer the ring, but now that I have a double nostril, I definitely prefer having the studs in both. I have labret bars in both my noses because I think they give so much, both my nose sides, because I think they give so much more room for you to manoeuvre and stuff and clean them, especially when they're healing. Yeah, so I'll give you a close up of that. That's healed 100% perfect. Never had any problems with my nose, never had any keloids, nothing. So that's 4 out of 10. Absolutely nothing. And I did this side recently on myself. I did this myself with a 16 gauge needle, all sanitary, did everything myself, researched it, got the right equipment, sterilised everything with alcohol, washed my hands, everything. I did everything very, very sterile, and obviously considering I have a licence to do ear piercing, I figured that I would learn how to teach myself how to do noses as well. And it's actually healing at the moment. I've had it done for 5 days, so bearing in mind it is still quite red. Obviously they're matched because it's all about matching. But yeah, no problems whatsoever at the minute. It's not got septic or anything in the 5 days I've had it. Still quite sore to touch, but other than that, it's fine. I can sleep on it. Again, because I did it myself, I actually think that one might be slightly less, maybe 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 is not a big deal at all. What did I have after my nose? After my nose, I had my belly button pierced. When I was 18, I was a lot thinner, bearing in mind, a lot thinner. A way lot thinner. But we won't talk about that. I'm on a diet currently. I'll explain it if anyone wants to know how much weight I've lost already or what I'm doing for diet. Comment down below and I'll do a whole video on it. Basically, I had my belly button pierced. At the time, it's the most traumatic piercing I've ever had. And although a lot of people say it's the least painful, it was my most painful. The woman who did it was the manager of the store at Blue Banana at the time. And she pierced my belly button with a lot smaller belly bar than would have been. I think she pierced it with like maybe an 8 millimeter or a 10 millimeter belly bar, like for first time. And it swelled so much that literally I could not sit down. I had to be rushed into the town centre to go to the piercing parlour to say to them, like, look, what's the crack? My stomach has swollen, I can't move it, I can't clean it. Like, well, obviously I wasn't trying to move it, but I couldn't even get it out because I wanted to get it out, but it was like stuck in my belly, and I was like a size 10 then, which is like a 12 US, which isn't fat at all, and I could not budge it at all. Like, it was really bad. So then they looked at it, and the piercer that was the head piercer, not the manager of the store, she looked at it, she was really shocked. She's like, I don't understand how anyone here would pierce you with something so small. It's give you no room for swelling. And then she said, tell you what, I'll clean it, I'll take it out. She said, I'll numb it before I do it, and then I'll put a 12 millimeter one in for you so that it can swell properly and heal. So she did that free of charge because it was their fault. And it did heal up much better after that, but obviously I gained a lot of weight due to other issues and then felt uncomfortable wearing it, so I took it out. So I no longer have my belly button pierced. I have a massive scar, but it's like, because of obviously the swelling, I think I've got more of a scar than most people would have. So I have a massive scar. It's 100% healed now because I took it out, I think, when I was 19, maybe 20. Can't remember exactly. I have a brain like a fish. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so I took that out. After that, I had snake bites done. You can see the scars there. My parents were like really not into my alternative way of life at all. Still buy me pink to this day, even though my bedroom is black, and I literally 99.9% time wear black, literally, or black with a slight hint of colour, but it's mainly black. So yeah, and I come home with these. My parents were really shocked, really disappointed, and they were like, what have you done to your face? But I love them. I've pierced them twice. I've had them in twice. I stupidly re-pierced them myself with the studs when they closed up one time, and surprisingly those studs are really sharp. Those labret bars are really sharp, and they went right through them, and both times never infected, nothing. I've always cleaned my piercings thoroughly twice a day with sea salt soaks. If I could soak it, I would leave it, like, if it was my face, I'd just leave my face, like, in a small bowl or something, which is what I'm currently doing with my nose. I'm just, like, soaking it in a cup, just as I can, and, like, trying to keep my nostril closed so I don't drown. But yeah, definitely sea salt soaks are the best thing. And if you get a keloid, definitely use tea tree oil, because that really helps with keloids, really, really bad. Sea salt, and then tea tree oil for the keloids. The lips were probably a 4 out of 10. They were not painful at all for me. I didn't find them very painful, even when I put them through with just the bars by myself. I didn't find it painful at all. The swelling was annoying, obviously, because I had like massive lips, like a massive lip. It looked like I'd been punched for a while, for about 4 days. But ibuprofen definitely took that down, and obviously sea salt, and then they were fine. I've took them out recently because they've actually chipped my bottom teeth here, so they've come out because I had to have fillings at the dentist like 6 months ago because my teeth were literally all broken. I refused to take this one out just because I've never bit it or anything like that, but I was always biting these ones, but I've never bit this one, so I've refused to take it out. Plus my top ones are just not, it's not long enough to, it literally is only long enough I do that. It's long enough, but then otherwise it doesn't touch my teeth. So my Medusa is not budging. It's one of my favourite piercings. I will not take it out. I refuse. I wouldn't even take it out for a job. No way. Just, I would put a retainer in, and that would be as far as it would go. But anyway, so those were a 4. I just remembered that I forgot to tell you the pain of the belly button piercing. Having it done initially was probably a 4 as well, but for maybe a 5, I think, slightly more. But having it swell up like that went to a 9, definitely, because I couldn't move. Even taking ibuprofen to try and get the swelling down, it would not go down. So so that's that. After that, I had my tongue pierced. I've had it done 3 times, twice because I had friends do like piercing licenses and they wanted to get their piercing license, so I was their guinea pig and went in to let them do a few piercings on me. I had my tongue done for all of about 6 weeks the first time, and the other 2 maybe a week or 2. I hated it. I just hated it. On me, it doesn't suit. I have a really stubby tongue, like, doesn't suit. I just don't think I have the anatomy to pull off a tongue piercing. And stupidly, the first time I had it done, I almost split my own tongue because they say not to eat, and I was really, really hungry, so I went and got Chinese food and got meat stuck round the bar, and it was just, oh, it was bad. Even with the sea salt solutions, like, it just would not heal. So I took it out because I couldn't deal with how big the gap was. If I show you my tongue, you can still see that I have the scar still. You see the big scar? The thick bit is where it split. So I took that out, let it heal, and a few years later, my friend pierced it, had it for a week or two, wasn't a fan of it, so took it out, and then my other friend did it, and then that was it. That was probably a 5 out of 10 as well for pain. Wasn't a big deal, to be fair. Easy. It's just having the swelling that was really annoying after, but ibuprofen will get rid of that right away. So think about having a tongue piercing. If you think it look cute on you, then go ahead and do it. I do think the snake eyes looks cute, and I would possibly consider that, but then I would fear for my teeth again. So I think oral piercings on the inside of my mouth just is a no for me because of my teeth. What else have I had done? I'm trying to think in which order. I then had my industrial done. I had that done when I was 19. I had it in this ear. It's the only piercing that's ever given me any trouble, like healing process. Had it for 2 or 3 years. I think it was 3 years, and by the 3-year mark, it still wasn't healed properly. It still kept getting keloids, still kept giving me trouble. It was like, it wasn't painful, but all the time there was a keloid. If I suddenly slept funny at night, I'd wake up, I've got keloid. If I brushed my hair and like got a bit of hair stuck to the bar, unraveling it really gently, I'd get keloid. It was horrendous as a piercing on me, but I absolutely love it, so I'd still have it done again, but I'd persevere and just cope with the keloids if it did it again. But I want it in this ear this time, because this ear doesn't have much in at the minute. So I'm thinking about doing it myself, or maybe waiting until Christmas when my parents give me some money and having it done for Christmas. But it's super, super cute, and I really like it, so I think I might have that done. Oh, my hair is like, ignore my hair colour, guys. I usually have black for the autumn winter time, and then spring summer I go to my natural colour, and I'm a ginger goth then for spring summer. But for some reason, my semi-permanent black hair dye does not want to budge out of my hair. So it's thumbs down to Nice and Easy Clairol's Demi-Permanent that was meant to wash out in 28 washes. Had this on since the 5th of April. It's now almost, I think it's the middle of July. Yeah, it's the middle of July. It's almost August, for God's sake. And it's just not gone. It's just not budged. But yeah, so there's this. But yeah, so I had my industrial done. That was probably a 7 out of 10, I would say. It was 2. Once you've had one, it's fine. The first one was fine, but it was the second one that was way more painful, because it's the same ear, and obviously one after the other, it's just painful. But I still haven't done it again because it looked lovely. I loved it. Right, I'm trying to think in my head now the order of which I had it done. If you want a in-depth about my stretching and how I got my stretching to, and how long I've been doing it, I'll do a separate video for that, because it's a whole different subject. Then after that I had my Dave pierced, because I was suffering with migraines. I can say that although a lot of people don't think it works, and they're all entitled to their own opinion, it worked for me. I just have a simple ring in it, which is cute as hell. I haven't had it changed, just had it done, just because I really like the ring. I like the way it dangles, and you can see from far away that I have it done. Whereas if I had a smaller ring, you'd have to be really up close to see it. So I have my Dave. That didn't hurt at all. Not really. 4 out of 10. And it's really helped my migraines. I haven't had a actual migraine, because I used to have migraines that used to put me to, like, in so much pain. I'd have to sit in a cold, dark room, and it still wouldn't help. But I haven't had a migraine in at least 2 years, so thank you, Mr. Dave piercing. It's really helped. Then I had my conch done. I have my conch done. I absolutely love this piercing. I just have the cutest little pearl earring in this at the minute. That didn't hurt either. Again, that was probably a 5 out of 10. Most of my cartilage piercings, except for my industrial, hurts a small amount. So that was that. And that's quite a big, thick piece of cartilage as well, but it didn't really hurt. It's cute as a button, I love it. After that, I had, what did I have done after that? I had my Medusa pierced after that. This one was slightly more than my lips. I think I said a 4 for my lips. This was maybe a 6, because there's more nerves at the top of this part of your lip than there is at this part of your lip. So obviously there's that. But I've had it done 3 times. The first time I had it done, I took it out for a job interview, come back, couldn't get it back in, and I was absolutely devastated. I think I cried for like 10 minutes because I was really upset, because I absolutely loved it. Second time I had it done, I let my friend do it after she got her piercing licence. And she only had like large jewellery at the time, but I really wanted it done. So I let her do it, but like the jewellery was massive, and I mean massive. It was like, I think it was, I'm not sure what size ball this is. I think this might be a 5. 4 or 5. Hers was like a 6 or a 6 or something. It was huge, and it looked really wrong on my face, and I didn't have, at the time I didn't have any money left, and it was like nearly payday, and I didn't want to go to work with like a massive piercing that I couldn't like make look cute. So I took it out, and then I think, I want to say a year and a half ago. Yeah, a year and a half ago, because at the start of my relationship with my current partner, I had this pierced, and it didn't hurt the third time at all. The first time it hurt, but the third time it just didn't. Even though it went through a lot of scar tissue, it didn't hurt. I think it's cute. I love it. And it's rarely, unless you see like, unless it's like an amazing piercing studio, do you see somebody that has it exactly in the middle of their lip, and mine is exactly in the middle. I love it. The placement is so good. Like, it's completely placed with my septum. I can do that and it goes right in the middle. Right, speaking of septum, my septum was the piercing I had after that. My septum piercing, literally a 1 out of 10. This woman was so good. She literally hit my sweet spot so well. She felt for it for a couple of minutes, found it, got the septum clamps, found it again, made sure that she definitely found it with a torch and stuff, and then she went through, and honest to God, it was less painful than my ears. It was like my earlobes, because the skin was so thin. It was just like, okay, whatever. And it was over and done with, and this healed in 2 weeks. No joke, it healed in 2 weeks. I changed it after 2 weeks, never felt anything. Never had any keloids, never had no bleeding. It bled when I had it done, and then it didn't bleed at all after that. Even when I knocked it, it was a bit sore for maybe 2-3 days, and then once it stopped being sore, when you touch your nose there, if you've got a septum piercing, you'll know that is really tender. After that, it stopped hurting, so I'll just know straight away it was going to be fine. So I changed it. As bad as I am, I changed it. And then my newest addition, other than this, is my snug piercing, which is this piercing here that goes right through this thick bit of cartilage. That was painful. I know I just said that I completely forgot how bad this cartilage was. This was quite painful. It was definitely a 7 like this one, because I don't know why, but it was just so thick, and it really hurt. The healing on it has been absolutely horrid. Like, horrid. I've had it done for over a year now, and it still can have its days when it's tender. It's tender now because I changed the balls on it, because the balls on it were red to match these. But, well, the red ones were these, and I wanted these balls. So I changed them to the silver ones that I had, and took out the bar and obviously changed it all. And oh my God, the pain. seriously, ridiculous, a ridiculous amount of pain just to put that back in. But it's fine now, it's still very tender, but it's fine. So, those are my piercings. I think I've talked about all of them. Yeah, I think I have. Yeah, I have. I've talked about all of them. The ones I want in the future are, I want another lip piercing. I'm thinking, I know I just said I don't want anything that goes inside, but I'm thinking I want maybe my Ashley, or right down here done, or my vertical labret, because that doesn't touch your teeth. I'm thinking I might lean towards the vertical labret because of the fact that it doesn't touch teeth, and I think I really want it. I definitely want my industrial done. I want the flat part of my ear done here. I want that done. I'm thinking I want maybe 3 up there, or like, I'm thinking I might want like a paw for my little dog that I have, and just get like a heart-shaped one further down, and then 3 little diamond ears for like the paw feet. I think it looks super cute and really sweet. So yeah, so this is my first ever video. Please, 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 no hate comments in the bottom. I want to promote healthy, happy people, as I have depression and I have a history of all sorts, and just want everyone to be happy and nice to each other. If anyone is interested in me talking about my tattoos, I am definitely up for doing a video for that, so please leave it in the comments and I will do a tattoo video for you guys. And if anyone wants an ear stretching tips and tricks and any info on my ear stretching journey, then I will definitely let you all know. And another one, if anybody wants to know anything about this makeup look, would like me to film a tutorial on this makeup look, I am totally not opposed of doing that. I would definitely do it for you guys. If you just leave me a comment, send me a message, and I will definitely get that done for you guys. Or if you want anything else, leave it in the comments. Any ideas, leave in the comments, and I'll definitely get those done for you. If anyone's wondering where these pyjamas are from, they are from Primark. My mum got them me last Christmas, so I'm not sure if they're still there, or if you can find them there. But yeah, these are from Primark. Anyway, so I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday. Please like and subscribe to my new channel. Please support my channel. I am new, and I'm hoping everyone on YouTube is going to be very, very nice to me. Have a nice day, guys. Bye.